Hey guys, Avia Grayson here. Welcome to my channel. If it's the first time you're joining me, don't worry, I haven't really posted much before. I've uploaded a couple of videos here or there. But anyway, my name's Avia Grayson, and in today's video we'll be talking about how to reinvent yourself, how to build your life from nothing. If you're at a place in your life where things feel a bit off. You just don't feel like you're living the most fulfilled and purposeful life, and you want to reinvent yourself. Let me tell you something. You can start today. Start now. You don't have to have all your ducks lined up. You don't have to have all your ducks in a row. Just start right from where you are. I'll tell you a little bit about my very own story, how I started to reinvent myself for the first time. And by the way, there is no stopping you reinventing yourself over and over again. I've done this several times in my life. Once I figured out how it worked once, I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and I'll forever be reinventing myself. So it was back in 2014. I was running a very successful business, brick and mortar business, doing very well financially, and married to my husband for over a decade. And my daughter was going off to university, and just things. I was hitting a milestone age, and nothing felt right. Nothing felt right. And I literally started to pray, started to develop a relationship with God. I wanted to know where next? Where do I go from here? Because where I was, surely it felt like rock bottom, and I needed to know, okay, how do I pick myself up from there? And I threw myself into personal development. I started to watch YouTube videos. I started to go to conferences. I started to do all those things. I had my learn on, if you want to call it that. And that's where it started. The thing is, for me, I am the kind of girl that will take massive, massive action. At that time, unfortunately, I moved out of my marital home, still with my husband today, happily married today. Wasn't back happily married back then, but right now we are happily married. Our marriage is in the best place it's ever been because I took steps. I knew before that the marriage that I had wasn't working out for either of us. We loved each other, but we never really liked each other. And I decided to do something about it. So I moved out of my marital home where I had silence. I had just me to focus on. My daughter had gone to university, or was about to go to university. She hadn't left yet because she helped me to move out, by the way. And with that silence, with the quietness, with the stillness, I could, for the very first time, hear myself. I could hear my heart. I could hear God's voice. There is something in stillness. Seek stillness, seek silence, and you'll experience it for yourself. So if you're at that place where it's not working out for you, one of the first things I'd say for you is, even if you're not so sure of where you want to be or where you're going, I'm sure you have like a vague idea. For me personally, I just knew that at that time, the things that I wanted to work on was, number one, my marriage, because when things weren't working out, when things fell off, when I was having a bad day, it just threw everything for me. So when I moved out of my marital home, I didn't give up on my marriage. I just wanted to sit still and speak to God and hear God's voice and help me to answer some questions. And I started to work on that. I started to do scripting and journaling and manifesting as well. I learned all of that while I was there. I think I lived on my own for about a month. But one of the things that was a real breakthrough for me was I discovered, I started to tap into my mental well-being, and somebody recommended to change my mental state, change the way I woke up, how I felt every day. I don't know if you've ever heard about this. You woke up on the wrong side. That was me. I felt like I was waking up on the wrong side every day, even though I lived on my own. So one of the first things I decided to tackle was my mental state. So I'd get up every day and I'd do mindset work on the way I felt, work on my vibration, and work on my physiology. I used to jump and shake my body, just simply just move my body, jump, listen to gospel music or whatever music you're into. Listen to something that will lift your spirit up. So that was the first thing that I did. I tackled my mental state and my physiology. The second thing I did was every single day I wrote down a list of things that I was grateful for. I think I tried to get up to 10. Some days I struggled. We have so much to be grateful for, by the way. The small things, your breath, your taste, smile, just anything. I started being grateful for things, and I would write that down every day, things that I was grateful for. And another thing was I used to write down things in the memories that I had that was amazing. And my first memory that I wrote down, I still remember it today. A great memory that I always have is the relationship that I have with my father. So from a young age, I used to remember that I used to really put a smile on my dad's face. So that's something awesome that happens for me. Then another thought that I used to have is when I was 26, I was in a really, really amazing space. I'd bought my own apartment in London. I was working my dream job in London and I was engaged to get married. Girl, I was just lit up. So I used to think about that. And a third thing I used to think about is I used to think about me moving to the UK. I migrated to the UK at the age of 23 on my own. No family or friends here. I just took the bull by the horn and just did it. So I used to wake up every day and think about three awesome thoughts that would light me up, and then and three things that I was grateful for, and also um, a new thing now. I didn't used to do it back then, but a new thing now that I do is think. I still do those two things, by the way, but I've incorporated a new thing, which is think about three things that are happening. They're in the making for me. I don't like to say I want things or I'm working for things. I believe the desires of my heart are already granted to me. They're there already, even though I probably can't see it, feel it, or taste it in the physical, but it's already here. So I always see my goals as three things that are unfolding and just put myself into how does it feel? How does it taste? How does it smell? What does it look like? And really, really just embody it. For me, I sit for about 7 minutes with that thought every single day. So these are things that you could do. And another thing is find your best thought imaginable. Just think about something, best case scenario. Think about that thing that maybe it's something that you would truly desire, and you think maybe it's 10 years from now, maybe it's 20 years from now, maybe 5 years from now, 3 years from now. And my phone's ringing, we're going to ignore that. So where did I leave off? Yes, think about the something the imaginable. Um, you know, think about it being amazing. Then what you need to do after that is get to work. Create, choose one area in your life. For me back then, I chose my marriage. Then I moved on to what did I move on to? My career next. And I kept going. They have the wheel of life where you can choose your finances, your relationship, your spirituality. You choose wherever. Just choose one area, measure it. Measure it. Okay, where am I on the scale? Am I depleted? Am I kind of blah? Am I half full, half empty? Or am I just living the life? Measure where you are on the scale or even on all of the wheel of life. It's something that I'll create for you guys in the future, where you can measure where you are right now, and you choose one part of your life and work on that, and then work your way around. I mean, I've done my relationship, I've done my marriage, I've done my career, I've done my finances, and it just keeps going. Now this year I'm focusing on fun. This year it's what we in now. We're in May. We're coming up to next week, May ends. But I've traveled in 8 weeks between February and March, I traveled to Jamaica, Paris, Malta, Dubai, um, Switzerland, and Italy. 6 countries, right? 4 of those countries I've never visited before. I visited those countries because this year, this is what I saw happening for me. And it wasn't based on what my bank balance said. It wasn't based on anything other than this is what my mindset says. This is how I've programmed my mind. These are my desires. This is what's happening this year. Because truth is, I didn't see the money in my bank to go swan off around the world like that, you know. I had money in my bank to reach other goals and do other things. And then because I embodied that, I felt I would sit with myself for the 7 minutes and I'd see myself in, you know, brand new countries, experiencing the culture and the food, if you know me. So that is exactly how I did it. That's my experience. And that's what I teach my clients. What I'm going to include in this video, by the way, I'm going to include my free goal setting masterclass where you can set a goal to reinvent yourself in one area of your life. Give yourself anything from 90 days to an entire year and come back here and tell me about it. Hope you enjoyed my video. This is the first video I'm recording intentionally for Instagram. I hope the lighting is okay and I hope the sound is okay. But please do forgive me if all that's not together. I will do better next time. Just start from where you are, just like how I'm starting from where I am. Until next time, my best friend. See you. Bye.